Good morning everyone. So today again we are going to discuss the National Daily Analysis and UPSC Topic Analysis. Okay, so let us go ahead and see the topics that we are going to discuss today. Okay, the topic that we are going to discuss are aquaponics, Nagorno Karabakh conflict and Madrid principles. Then we will understand about the Caspian Sea. We will learn about Quadrilateral security dialogue. Okay, it is in short known as Quad. Then we will understand the Zojila pass or Zojila tunnel. Okay, this topic was in news. Then we will understand about the global energy outlook report. Okay, these are the topics that we are going to cover quickly today. Okay, so this is the first topic, which is aquaponics. We will understand about aquaponics and we will learn why the topic aquaponics was in news. Okay, we will learn why aquaponics was in news. So why it was in news? Because like a pilot project, okay, a pilot aquaponic facility has been developed by the Center for Development of Advanced Computing, CDAC. Okay, CDAC has developed this aquaponics, okay, recently. So it has not developed the aquaponics. So the thing is, a pilot aquaponic facility has been developed by the Center for Development of Advanced Computing, CDAC, at Mohali. Okay, CDAC Mohali at Guru Angad Dev Veterinary Sciences, located at Ludhiana. So in this respect, we will understand what do we mean by aquaponics. Then we will learn about like aquaculture, hydroponics and all other topics. Okay, so what is aquaponics? Aquaponics is a combination of aquaculture and hydroponics. As you can see that half of this particular word aquaculture, aqua has been taken, and from hydroponics, ponics is taken. Okay, aquaculture plus hydroponics becomes aquaponics. So we will understand the mechanism also, like of each of these things. We will understand about aquaculture, we will understand about hydroponics, then we will understand about aquaponics. Okay, so what is aquaponics? Aquaponics is a system that combines aquaculture and hydroponics, and hydroponics is a soil-less agriculture, means it is a kind of agricultural practice where we do not use soil. It is known as hydroponics. Okay, so aquaponics is a system that combines aquaculture and hydroponics. Hydroponics is a soil-less agriculture within a closed system. It is not an open-ended system, it is a closed system. Okay, and there are three biological components in aquaponic processes. Okay, what are those biological components? They are fish, plants and bacteria. Okay, fish, plants and bacteria, they are combined together. Okay, where cycling of nutrients happens, like from ammonia to nitrate conversion happens. Then now let us see aquaculture. We will understand about aquaculture, then we will understand about hydroponics, then we will learn in detail about aquaponics. Okay, so what is aquaculture? Aquaculture is a method used to produce food and other commercial products, restore habitat and replenish wild stocks, and rebuild population of threatened and endangered species. Okay, so aquaculture is a method to produce food. Okay, what kind of food? We produce the like fishes and these kind of marine products. Okay, so aquaculture is a method used to produce food and other commercial products, restore habitat and replenish wild stocks, and rebuild populations of threatened and endangered species. Then aquaculture is the breeding, rearing and harvesting of fish, shellfish, algae and other organisms in all types of water environment. Okay, and there are two types of aquaculture. What are those two types of aquaculture? One is marine aquaculture and other is freshwater aquaculture. Now we will understand what is the difference between marine aquaculture and freshwater aquaculture. So marine aquaculture refers to farming species that live in the ocean and estuaries. Okay, marine aquaculture refers to farming species like we can farm fish, we can farm different varieties of fish and all. So marine aquaculture refers to farming species like different species that live in the ocean and estuaries. Okay, this is known as marine aquaculture. Whereas the freshwater aquaculture primarily takes place in ponds or other man-made systems. Okay, so freshwater aquaculture takes place in ponds or man-made systems, but the thing is, in aquaculture what we are doing, we are cultivating or we are farming the living organisms over there. Okay, so the thing is, they are of two types: marine aquaculture and freshwater aquaculture. Then we do have sustainable aquaculture practices. What do we mean by sustainable aquaculture practices? These are those kind of aquaculture practices that is economically, environmentally and socially sustainable. Over here you can see two images have been given. There is a person who is doing aquaculture in a pond, okay, in a man-made system. So it can be considered as freshwater aquaculture. Okay, and this is on the right hand side you can see an image. Here again aquaculture practices are being done, but it is being done in open oceans or like in the sea. So this is marine aquaculture. So this is marine aquaculture. Salinity of water, like if we talk about the ocean water, they are more saline. Shellfish, algae and other plants in water based instead the root system is in rich solution. The basic premise behind a hydroponics is to allow the plant's roots to come in direct contact with the nutrient solution while also having access to oxygen, which is essential for proper growth. Okay, so here you can see two diagrams are given. Okay, here you can see these are plants, okay, that are grown on a box like structure. On this structure we can only see water, we do not see soil. Okay, and the thing is, we are using a pump, so that like we can pump nutrients from the lower level of thing to this particular system where we are growing agricultural practices, where we are doing agricultural practices. We do have air pump, we have nutrient pump. Okay, then like nutrient rich solution is in turn like from the plant goes back. Okay, so this is a kind of system, it is a closed system, you can see over here. Then if we talk about hydroponics, there is another infographic, it is using the similar practices. These two infographics is used just to illustrate how we do hydroponic practices. Okay, so after we have understood about aquaponics and hydroponics, okay, now we will learn about aquaponic system. Okay,
you are now muted. You are now unmuted.
Okay, so sorry for the interruption. Now let us understand about aquaponic system in detail. So here you can see we have understood about aquaculture, we have understood about hydroponics. Now we will understand about aquaponic system. Okay, we will understand about aquaponic system, which is a combined practice of doing aquaculture and hydroponics. Okay, so here you can see an infographic over here. What we are doing, we are planting trees, or we are doing agricultural practices in a closed system. It is not an open system. Open means like it is not in the oceans, it is not in the fields, it is in closed system. It may be in the laboratory also. So what is happening in this particular thing? Okay, so like if we see the bottom level over here, in this particular bottom diagram, okay, this diagram here you can see fish. Okay, fish is being reared over here, okay, in this closed system. Okay, so fish is there. So fish, like it is the aquaculture practice. Okay, what we are doing aquaculture practice. What kind of aquaculture practice we are doing here? It is freshwater aquaculture practice. Okay, from this freshwater aquaculture practice, what we are using a pump. Okay, using that particular pump, what we are doing, like this fishes, the nutrients produced by the fishes is supplied to the plants in all the levels, in all the different levels that we can have in this system. Here we have 3 levels. So those nutrients are supplied to the plants, and the plants they absorb, plants absorb the nitrates. Okay, and those nitrates are used by the plants, and then water is turned with ammonium, water is returned with ammonia is removed, so I have already discussed that nitrate conversion happens. So whatever ammonia is produced, they are removed from a similar tap over here, and they again go to this particular tank over here. So aquaculture practice is done, then hydroponics practice is done. Hydroponics means here we are not using soil, but we are growing plantation. Here what is happening, aquaculture is being done in a closed system. It is a man-made system, so it is a freshwater aquaculture system. So this is known as aquaponics. Now what are the processes that we follow in aquaponics? With aquaponics, the farmer combines the aquaculture with the hydroponic vegetables. Okay, the fish waste provides fertilizer for growing plants. Okay, so the thing is, in the aquaculture over here, the aquaculture that we are doing, the fish waste is being used by the plants over here as fertilizers. Okay, in hydroponics. So the plants absorb nutrients and filter the water. This filtered water is used to replenish the fish tank. This is an environment friendly technique. Okay, this is an environment friendly technique. Then the result is value added local production of food, both fish and vegetable together using the same water. We are using the same water for the production of fish and for the production of plants. Okay, so the thing is, we are using lesser water, so it is water efficient system also. Now we will understand about like what are the benefits of using this aquaponics. Okay, so what are the benefits of using aquaponics? It is extremely water efficient. It does not require soil. Okay, it does not use fertilizers or chemical pesticides. It prevents aquaculture waste from polluting nearby watersheds. Then higher control on production leading to lower losses, and it can be used on non-arable lands. Okay, it can be used on non-arable lands such as deserts, degraded soil, salty and sandy islands. Okay, while the creation of an aquaponic system may require a large initial investment, like if we are setting up an aquaponic system, initially it requires large investment, but once it has been built, it only incurs low recurring cost. Like to continue the practice, we require lower cost. Okay, in addition aquaponics can offer quality of life improvement because of the food is produced locally using comparatively simple harvest methods, and culturally appropriate crops can be grown. Okay, so these are the benefits of using aquaponics. Now let us move to the next topic. Okay, next topic. And so as we have seen that some aquaponic facility has been installed by CDAC. CDAC means Center for Development of Advanced Computing, somewhere in Punjab area, in the region Punjab Chandigarh region. So they have done it. Okay, so the thing is, now we will understand what is this particular body, Center for Development of Advanced Computing, what it does and what initiatives it has taken for agriculture. Okay, so CDAC is the premier research and development organization of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. In short, it is known as MITI or MITI, for carrying out research and development in IT, information technology, okay, electronics and associated areas. India's first supercomputer, which is named as Param 8000, was indigenously built in 1991 by the CDAC. Okay, so India's first supercomputer was indigenously built by CDAC in 1991. Its name is Param 8000. Okay, then various activities of CDAC in the area of agriculture. What are the activities undertaken by CDAC in agricultural field? Electronic nose and vision. Okay, in short it is known as ENOVision system for measuring quality parameters for tea and rice. Okay, so this ENOVision system is used for measuring quality parameters for tea and rice. Okay, how this works? This work is being extended to other products also, like chili, turmeric and environmental engineering. Okay, then CDAC has also developed wireless data logger used for determining the fitness of perishable agricultural items. Okay, so ENOVision system has been developed by CDAC. Okay, it is important, and Param 8000 was indigenously built by CDAC in 1991. Okay, then apart from this, another initiative in agricultural field, okay, from CDAC is ubiquitous agriculture. In short, UAgri. Okay, an Internet of Things based system for acquiring microclimate information from agricultural fields and providing personalized and localized advisories on pest and disease forewarning and irrigation scheduling to farmers. Okay, so from here, what are the takeaways for us? That CDAC is a premier research and development organization under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. It has indigenously built India's first supercomputer. Its name is Param 8000, and CDAC has undertaken various activities in agricultural field also. One of the activities, electronic nose and vision, in short Enovision system, and then ubiquitous agriculture, or in short UAgri. Okay, these are the initiatives of CDAC. Now let us move to the next topic. Okay, so we will understand the next topic. Next topic is Nagorno-Karabakh conflict and Madrid principles. We will understand about Nagorno-Karabakh conflict and Madrid principles. Okay, so recently this topic was in news, and it is still in news. This is a conflict between two countries. Okay, on one side there is Armenia, on other side there is Azerbaijan. Okay, so this conflict is between two countries, Armenia and Azerbaijan. These two countries were former part of this USSR. Okay, before USSR disintegrated in 1991, these two countries were part of that thing. After their disintegration, most of the countries that have come out of that particular disintegration have settled their boundary disputes among themselves, but these two countries still have lot of boundary disputes, and one of the area for the boundary dispute is Nagorno-Karabakh. Okay, Nagorno-Karabakh is a region, okay, that is between Armenia and Azerbaijan. So I am going to share you a map. Okay, I'll show you a map, and we will understand what is the conflict all about. Okay, and how, like, it is a geopolitical conflict between them, means like geography related conflict is there, and apart from this there is some religious conflict also. If we talk about Armenia is a Christian majority country. Okay, Armenia is a Christian majority country, like Christian dominated region. Azerbaijan is a Muslim majority country. Okay, it is a Muslim majority country. So people from the Islamic faith, okay, are dominated in Azerbaijan. At the same time, like people who follow the Christian faith, they are the majority in the Armenia region. But the area of conflict, which is Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, it is between Armenia and Azerbaijan. And in Nagorno-Karabakh, most of the population, they are Christian. Okay, but the thing is, recently, the United Nations organization, or UNSC, has set up some resolution. Under that, a referendum has taken place, took place here in Nagorno-Karabakh region. But under that referendum, the people did not choose either Armenia or Azerbaijan. Means like people were given an choice whether to go with Armenia or to go with Azerbaijan. But people have decided that we want to stay independent. Okay, we want to make a separate nation for us. But the thing is, this is not acceptable to both the countries. This is not acceptable to Armenia. It is not acceptable to Azerbaijan. At the same time, Armenia is being supported by the Russia. Okay, it is supported by Russia. India also supports the cause of Armenia, and there are India also sells some of the weapon system to Armenia. Russia has recently sold some weapon system to Armenia. At the same time, since it is to the western side of the Middle East region, what is happening, most of the countries that are following the Islamic faith, they support the Azerbaijan. So the thing is, the conflict is ever going conflict. It has been lingering on for a long time. So we will understand in detail about it. I will show you a map also. So why it was in news? Because recently the conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan has erupted again in Nagorno-Karabakh region. Okay, in Nagorno-Karabakh region. Then there is an organization, its name is Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. Okay, it is OSCE, Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, has launched the Minsk group. Okay, this particular organization has launched a group, its name is Minsk group, which is co-chaired by France, Russian Federation and the United States. Okay, this particular group is chaired by these three countries, France, Russian Federation and the United States of America. Then the Minsk group in 2017 has put forward Madrid principles. Okay, this Minsk group has put forward the Madrid principles for bringing peace in the Nagorno-Karabakh region. So in this respect, we need to understand what is Madrid principle, and it is very important for us to understand that Nagorno-Karabakh conflict is associated with Madrid principle. Nagorno-Karabakh conflict is there, and Madrid principle is for bringing peace in this particular region. Okay, so what is Madrid principle? Madrid principles envisaged the demilitarization of Nagorno-Karabakh. Okay, Nagorno-Karabakh, the Armenian majority region that seceded from Azerbaijan towards the end of the Soviet Union. Okay, this particular area seceded from Azerbaijan towards the end of the Soviet Union in 1991, and the gradual liberation of Azerbaijani territory that Armenia had occupied in 1991 to 1994 war. Okay, this particular territory had been occupied by Armenia earlier. Okay, so now we will understand in detail about it. Now if we talk about Madrid principle, these steps are inconsistent with the United Nations Security Council, okay, Council's 1993 resolution calling for unconditional withdrawal of Armenian occupying forces from Azerbaijan. Okay, besides, the Madrid principles mentioned that international peacekeeping operations were to be deployed immediately after the peace agreement came into force to monitor the Armenian redeployment. Okay, also internally displaced persons and refugees were to be provided the right to return. Okay, so right to return is a thing associated with the Madrid principle. Okay, Madrid principle means like, and apart from this, the United Nations Security Council resolution was taken in 1993 that talked about that this particular region should be demilitarized by both the countries. Like if they have their forces over there, they should take away their forces from there, and people should be given the right to return to their original place of residence. If they are from Azerbaijan, they should be given the chance to return back to Azerbaijan. If they are from Armenia, they should be given chance to return back to Armenia. Okay, now let us talk about this particular organization, which is OSCE. OSCE stands for Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. Okay, India is not a part of this particular organization. It is very important. Okay, so the OSCE is a forum for political dialogue on a wide range of security issues and a platform for joint action to improve the lives of individuals and communities. Okay, it has 75 participating states. States means countries. Okay, it has 57. It has 57 participating states in North America, Europe and Asia. The OSCE is the world's largest regional security organization. Okay, it is the world's largest regional security organization. Then, so this is the map that shows the Nagorno-Karabakh region. Here you can see the yellow like portion that is demarcated using yellow color over here. Okay, this particular region shows the Nagorno-Karabakh region. This is the Nagorno-Karabakh region. On one side you can see Azerbaijan. Okay, on another side you can see Armenia. This is Azerbaijan or towards the eastern side of this Nagorno-Karabakh region. Towards the western side we have Armenia. But it is very important to understand here that Azerbaijan is not only this particular territory. Okay, this the eastern shore like eastern end of this Azerbaijan has a coastline with Caspian Sea, and apart from this, Azerbaijan has another landlocked territory. This particular territory is part of Azerbaijan. Here you can see this particular thing I am circling. This is Nakhchivan. Okay, it is Azerbaijan territory. So Azerbaijan is divided into two areas. This is one area, this is the second area, and this middle area is claimed by Azerbaijan, but like it is majorly controlled by Armenia. So the thing is, this is the Nagorno-Karabakh region. Okay, so having understood this particular topic, we need to understand the mapping related to mapping of Caspian Sea, because Caspian Sea makes a border over here. So in future you may expect a question in prelims related to countries that share border with Caspian Sea. So along with that thing, I am also discuss about some recent happenings in Caspian Sea, because Caspian Sea is bordered by various countries. So most of the country have conflict among themselves and they wanted to settle those conflicts. Okay, so the thing is, they have come into an agreement. So we are going to discuss that topic after this particular topic. Okay, so I hope you understood this topic, Nagorno-Karabakh region, and the Madrid principles, okay, associated with the Nagorno Karabakh region. Now let us see the next topic, which is Caspian Sea. Okay, so this Caspian Sea is in continuation with the previous topic. So here you can see in this particular map, okay, Caspian Sea is there in the middle over here. You can see this is Caspian Sea. Okay, so the thing is, there was a dispute whether it is a sea or a lake. Okay, it is totally inland. Okay, whether it is a sea or a lake. Okay, so there was a dispute. So that legal dispute has been settled by the countries that have littoral borders, that have coastline borders with Caspian Sea. Now let us see what are the countries that have coastline with Caspian Sea. Okay, one of the countries Russia, you can see. Second country is Kazakhstan. Third is Turkmenistan. Fourth is Iran. Fifth is Azerbaijan. These are the 5 countries that share coastline with Caspian Sea. Okay, Russia, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Iran and Azerbaijan. These are the 5 countries that share border with Caspian Sea. So I have like written their names over here also. Bordering countries are Russia, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Iran and Azerbaijan. How you can remember? You just make a circle, okay, clockwise circle over here, and you just remember 5 countries are sharing, you know, maritime border with Caspian Sea: Russia, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Iran and Azerbaijan. Okay, so related to this topic, we will see like why the Caspian Sea was in dispute recently, okay, and how that particular dispute has been settled. We will understand that topic also. Why it was in news? Caspian Sea. Okay, 5 Caspian Sea states. So I have already named these countries. Okay, Azerbaijan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Russia and Turkmenistan reached a breakthrough agreement on sovereign rights on the sea. Okay, so each and every country over here, they were, you know, asserting their right over the Caspian Sea. Okay, so the thing is, it had, you know, slowly and gradually reached to a point of conflict. So so these countries have come together to settle their, you know, conflict related to the Caspian Sea, and how those conflicts have been resolved we are going to discuss now. Okay, okay, just give me a minute. Okay, so we will talk about the agreement. Okay, what agreement has been reached by those countries that are sharing border with Caspian Sea. Okay, so this particular agreement paves the way for oil and gas extraction and pipelines. It ends spat means like feud or like dispute. Okay, it ends dispute over whether the Caspian Sea is a lake or a sea. Okay, like there was a dispute like whether it is a lake or a sea, granting it a special legal status, meaning that it is not defined as a sea or a lake. So after the resolution, after the agreement, they have not defined it as a sea or a lake. Okay, so they have given it a special legal status where like all the countries will share some of the resources. How it is being shared, we are going to discuss it now. Okay, the surface water will be in common usage, like surface water of the Caspian Sea will be in common usage by all the countries. Okay, meaning freedom of access for all littoral states beyond the territorial waters. Okay, so you know, like, you know, if there is some dispute related to ocean, seas and anything, so there is a law which is known as United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, which is known as UNCLOS. Okay, we may discuss that particular topic in our future discussions, but as of now, the surface water of the Caspian Sea will be in common use, meaning that the freedom of access of all littoral states beyond the territorial waters will be there for all the littoral states. Okay, then but the seabed, which is rich in natural resources, seabed means like below the sea, like, you know, seabed which is rich in natural resources will be divided up. It will be divided among the littoral states. It also allows each to lay pipelines offshore. Okay, so each country can lay pipelines offshore with consent only from the neighboring states affected. Like if, let's consider, Azerbaijan wants to lay some pipeline, it will consult, okay, it will consult with Iran and it will consult with Russia, because Russia and Iran has border with Armenia. Okay, so this is the thing. It also removes a legal barrier to building a trans-Caspian gas pipeline, okay, from Turkmenistan to Europe. The new agreement is the new agreement states that the development of seabed reserves will be regulated by separate deals between the Caspian nations in line with the international law. So this is all about this particular topic. I hope you understood the relevance of Caspian Sea and the countries that are sharing border with Caspian Sea. The next topic that we are going to discuss now is Mars opposition. This is a very important topic. Okay, Mars opposition. Recently Mars opposition happened on 13th of October this year. Okay, it is a rare phenomena. So we will understand what do we mean by opposition. Okay, opposition, it is not in with reference to political thing like opposition party. It is with reference to astronomy. We will understand what do we mean by opposition with reference to astronomy, and we will understand what is Mars opposition and what do we understand by this. Okay, why this particular topic was in news? Due to the opposition effect, Mars will look much brighter and bigger than usual in October 2019. Okay, so recently there was a news that because of opposition, Mars will look much brighter. Okay, it will look much brighter and bigger in size than usual in October. So it has already happened on 13th of October. On 13th of October this year. Okay, 13th of October this year 2020. Okay, so we will understand what do we mean by Mars opposition now. Okay, so what is opposition in astronomy? Opposition in astronomy is the circumstance in which two celestial bodies appear in opposite directions in the sky. Okay, so opposition means that two celestial bodies appear in opposite directions in the sky. Okay, here a diagram is given over here. So in the center, this is the sun. Okay, center, the brighter spot is the sun. You can see this is the sun. Okay, this is the sun, and this is earth. Over here this is earth and this is Mars. Okay, so the sun, the earth and the Mars are in one line. Okay, whenever the earth is in between, okay, the sun and any other planet. So this opposition happened recently. Next will happen on in astronomical terms. Then the earth passes between the sun and the Mars, and when Mars made its closest approach to earth in 2003 in nearly 60,000 years. Okay, and it won't be that close to the planet until 2287. Okay, that closest distance between the earth and Mars happened in 2003. Okay, after nearly 60,000 years, then it may again happen after in the year 2287. Okay, this is because the orbits of the Mars and orbit of the earth and Mars are not perfectly circular, and their shapes can change slightly because of gravitational tugging or pulling by other planets. For instance, Jupiter's influences the orbit of the Mars. So this is the Mars opposition. Okay, now here we can see a diagram over here. So in the center, what is there in the center? In the center we have the sun. Okay, in the center we have the sun. Then over here we have the earth. Okay, and the outer ring over here, it is the it is for the Mars. You can see whenever the earth, sun and the Mars are in the same line, this is known as opposition. So the thing is, earth generally revolves around the sun twice as fast as the Mars. It simply means that the earth orbits the sun twice in roughly the same time that the Mars orbits. Okay, this is the thing, because Mars is far away from the earth, farther away from the sun as compared to earth. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, now let us understand what is the significance of the Mars opposition. Okay, so when Mars opposition happens, Mars will outshine. Outshine means it will be brighter as compared to Jupiter, becoming the third brightest object as seen from the earth. Okay, first will be moon, second will be Venus of October. During opposition, Mars appears as a bright star to the unaided eye, and when viewed from a telescope, it grows dramatically in size. Okay, using a telescope shows more of the planet's details such as dark and light regions, the solar ice caps and the Mars surface. So this is all about opposition. I hope you understood how opposition happens, what is the significance of opposition, and how frequently opposition occurs. Okay, Mars opposition occurs. Okay, now let us move to the next topic. Okay, the next topic is quadrilateral security dialogue. This topic has been in news recently. Okay, this is a broad topic that we can discuss in detail, but as of now, today I am just introducing you what do we mean by quadrilateral security dialogue, its significance. Okay, and we will locate the region, but there is a lot to discuss about it, I may take up this topic in our future discussion. Okay, so what is Quad? Quad stands for Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, and it is informal strategic dialogue. It is an informal strategic dialogue between 4 countries. What are those 4 countries? India, United States of America, Japan and Australia. These are the 4 countries. Okay, India, USA, Japan and Australia. These are the 4 countries where these 4 countries are participating in informal strategic dialogue, which is known as quadrilateral security dialogue. Now you may be talking about like why it is quadrilateral, because like it has some it has some geographical significance, this word. Okay, it is a security dialogue between 4 countries and they are making the shape of a quadrilateral, okay, in the globe. So we will talk about this particular thing, okay, with a shared objective. What is the objective of this thing? To ensure and support free and open prosperous Indo-Pacific region. Okay, to ensure and support a free and open prosperous Indo-Pacific region. It aims to strengthen the defense and security cooperation among the 4 countries. Okay, it aims to strengthen the defense and security cooperation among the 4 countries. The idea of Quad was first mooted by the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe in 2007. Okay, it was proposed to check China's growing influence and assertiveness in the Indo-Pacific region. Okay, Indo-Pacific region means Indian Ocean region and Pacific Ocean region. So like Shinzo Abe, who was the Japanese Prime Minister, he has mooted this particular idea that we can integrate the Indo-Pacific region. Okay, this is the thing. Now let us see geographical significance of this particular topic. Okay, we will see the geographical significance. Now see over here, you can see, okay, this is India, country number 1. This is India. Okay, this is Japan, country number 2, Japan. Country number 3 is Australia. Over here you can see. Then this is United States of America. Country number 4 is USA. Okay, country number 4 is USA over here. So these are the 4 countries, okay, that are participating in informal security dialogue. And if you draw a line diagram over here, okay, you just draw a line diagram between each of these countries, it forms a shape of a quadrilateral. If you have studied mathematics, you know like what is quadrilateral. It forms a shape of a quadrilateral, so it is known as quadrilateral security dialogue. In short, it is known as Quad. Okay, so India, Japan, Australia and United States of America. These are the 4 countries that participate in the quadrilateral security dialogue. Why the quadrilateral security dialogue has been started? To counter the assertiveness of China in the Indo-Pacific region. Okay, you know that this is Indian Ocean. Okay, this is Indian Ocean, and then this is Pacific Ocean. This is Pacific Ocean. Okay, this is Pacific Ocean. Okay, so this is Indo-Pacific. Okay, Indo-Pacific, like they want to strengthen the ties between the Indo-Pacific. So this is known as quadrilateral security dialogue to China, to counter China's hegemony in this particular region. Okay, this is all. So now let us move to the next topic. Next topic is Zojila Pass and Zojila Tunnel. This topic was in news. We will not only talk about Zojila Pass, but we will also talk about 9 more important passes. So in all, we are going to understand about 10 passes, okay, mountain passes over here. So let us understand why Zojila Pass or Zojila Tunnel was in news. Okay, recently the Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways, okay, and MSME, that minister is Mr. Nitin Gadkari. Okay, he will initiate the first blasting for the Zojila Tunnel in Jammu and Kashmir. Blasting means like like if there is a mountain, if you want to build a road or we want to done by the Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways for the Zojila Tunnel in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so the tunnel will provide plateau on national highway. Understand about Zojila Pass. Okay, Zojila Pass Srinagar with Leh. Okay, earlier this was Jammu and Kashmir state, but that particular state has been divided into 2 union territories: Union Territory of Kashmir, okay, Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. So the thing is, this particular Zojila Tunnel is will connect Srinagar and Leh once it is built properly. Okay, what are the key features of this particular tunnel? It is the longest bi-directional single tube road tunnel in Asia. It will be the longest bi-directional single tube road tunnel in Asia. Its length will be around 14.15 kilometer. It will be open on all days. It will ensure all weather accessibility, and it will be built at Zojila Pass on Srinagar Kargil Leh National Highway 1, situated at an altitude of 11,578 feet. Okay, this is the cost that will be incurred, and it will reduce the time taken to cross the Zojila Pass from 3 hours and 30 minutes to 15 minutes. Okay, so earlier it used to take 3 hours and 30 minutes. Now after this particular Zojila tunnel is built, we will only require 15 minutes. Okay, the expected time for the completion of the project is 5 years. Okay, so this is all about the Zojila tunnel. Okay, so this particular project has been started by the government in 2018. The tunnel is Asia's longest and strategic bi-directional tunnel, which will provide all weather connectivity between Srinagar, Kargil and Leh. So we have already discussed this topic, okay, this detail. Now let us understand about similar mountain passes. It is very important from geographical perspective. This is very important for us. One of the passes is Banihal Pass. Second pass that we will talk about, Baralachala Pass. Third pass, Rohtang Pass. Fourth, Shipkila Pass. Then Jelepla Pass. Then we will understand about Nathula Pass. Then we will understand about Lipu Lake Pass. Then Khardungla Pass, and then Bomdila Pass. These are most important mountain passes for you to understand. Okay, Banihal Pass, okay, what it links or what are the features? Banihal Pass, okay, like Kashmir Valley with the outer Himalaya and the plains to the south. It connects Kashmir Valley with the outer Himalayas and the plains to the south. This is Banihal Pass. When we talk about Baralachala Pass, okay, it connects Lahore district in Himachal Pradesh with Leh district in Ladakh. Okay, Baralachala Pass. Then Rohtang Pass. It connects Kullu Valley with Lahore and Spiti valleys of Himachal Pradesh. Then Shipkila Pass. Okay, when we talk about Shipkila Pass, it will connect Kinnaur district. Okay, Kinnaur district of Himachal Pradesh with autonomous region of Tibet. Okay, China. Then Jelepla Pass. It connects Sikkim with autonomous region of Tibet, China. Nathula Pass, which connects Sikkim with autonomous region of Tibet, China. Again Lipu Lake Pass. Okay. Then it connects Chaudhan's Valley of India with autonomous region of Tibet, China. It is located close to the tri-junction of Uttarakhand, okay, China and Nepal. It is in the tri-junction of India, China and Nepal. This Lipu Lake Pass, it is very important. Okay, Lipu Lake Pass. This is important. Okay. Just a minute. So I'll be. Okay, that's all right. Now let us talk about the Khardungla Pass. Okay, Khardungla Pass connects Ladakh with Siachen Glacier. Okay, Khardungla Pass connects Ladakh with Siachen Glacier. It is the highest motorable pass in the world. Then we will understand about Bomdila Pass. It is in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, these are the mountain passes that are most important for us. You should go through it once again. You should locate their places in map also. Okay, now let us move to the next topic. Next topic is World Energy Outlook. Okay, World Energy Outlook 2020 report. This was recently published by the International Energy Agency, okay, which is headquartered in Paris, France. Okay, this topic is very important for prelims perspective. Only the name of the report and the publishing agency is important, but it is a very detailed report. It can be very important for the mains exam also. That's why we are going to discuss this particular topic in detail. Okay, World Energy Outlook, WEO 2020. Let us have an overview of this particular topic. The World Energy Outlook is the International Energy Agency's flagship publication. It provides a comprehensive view of the global energy systems. Okay, the report targets key uncertainties faced by energy sector in relation to duration of the pandemic and its implications. The outlook is firmly focused on next 10 years. Okay, next 10 years means from 2020 to to 2030. It firmly focused from 2020 to 2030. Okay. Then the report explores the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic on the energy sector. Okay. It also suggests the near-term options that could accelerate clean energy transitions. Okay. I have already discussed that it is published by International Energy Agency. It is very important information for prelims. World Energy Outlook report is published by International Energy Agency. Okay. Now let us see some more detail about it. Okay. This year's report has two themes. How many themes does it have? This year's report has two themes. Okay. What are the themes? It has, okay, this year's report has two themes. Okay, we will talk about those themes now. Okay, so the themes are the impact of COVID-19 on energy sector. Second is the prospects of accelerated energy transition. Okay, there are two key themes of the World Energy Outlook 2020. We are going to discuss about these two themes today. The impact of COVID-19 on energy sector. Second, the prospect of accelerated energy transition. Okay, what is the significance of these themes? The themes are interlinked and subject to major near-term uncertainties because of COVID-19. This is in particular relating to the duration and severity of the pandemic and its economic implications. It explores the extent to which the energy and sustainability are built into recovery strategies. Okay, this particular report analysis, like if you talk about this report analysis, the COVID-19 pandemic has caused more disruption to the energy sector than any other event in recent history. Okay, so the thing is, the energy sector has been disrupted, okay, by COVID-19, okay, in such a manner that no other thing has disrupted the energy sector in the recent history. This report explores different pathways out of the COVID-19 crisis with a particular focus on pivotal next 10 years to 2030. Okay. Now, let us see like what are the areas in energy sector that may see some fall. Energy, fuel, gas, carbon dioxide and methane. These are the areas in the energy sector that is going to see some fall in the recent future. Okay, so their estimates have been mentioned over here. You can go through it once I share the document with you. Okay, and apart from this, what are the uncertainties ahead? Some of the topics are very important over here that I'm going to discuss. These are part of this particular report itself. Okay, so the uncertainty over the duration of the pandemic, its impact, and the policy responses open up a wide range of possibilities, possible energy futures. Okay, these are very important topics that are mentioned in this particular report. Okay, the stated policy scenario, one of the thing is the stated policy scenario. In short, it is known as STEPS. Okay, in which COVID-19 is gradually brought under control in 2021 and the global economy returns to pre-crisis levels the same year. Okay, so this is the stated policies scenario. So stated policy scenario, they state that like by the year 2021 we will be able to bring under control the COVID-19 pandemic, and we will try to return to the pre-crisis level on the same year. This is STEPS. The stated policy scenario. This is the stated policy of different countries. Okay, this is the stated policy scenario under this report also. The delayed recovery scenario. Second scenario is the delayed recovery scenario, which is in short known as DRS. It is designed with the same policy assumptions as in the STEPS, but a prolonged pandemic causes lasting damage to economic prospect. Okay, under the delayed recovery scenario, what happens, like it is similar to the stated policy scenario, but here the recovery may take longer duration. Okay, if the recovery is taking longer duration, so the thing is, if you want to go back to the situation of pre-pandemic, it will take more time. Okay, so the global economy returns to its pre-crisis size only by 2023 with the lowest rate of energy demand growth since the 1930s. Okay, third scenario is known as the sustainable development scenario. Okay, the sustainable development scenario talks about a surge in clean energy policies and investment puts the energy system on track with sustainable measure. Okay, Paris Agreement, energy access and air quality goals. Then the fourth is the new net zero emission by 2050 case. Okay, so they have discussed about 4 different cases. One of the cases, the stated policy scenario, steps. Second is delayed recovery scenario. Third is sustainable development scenario. Fourth is the new net zero emission by 2050 case. Okay, it extends the SDS. SDS means sustainable development scenario analysis. A rising number of countries and companies are targeting net zero emissions typically by mid-century. Okay, typically by mid-century. Now let us learn more about this particular thing. So here you can see a graph is mentioned over here. In the graph, here they have mentioned about a stated policy scenario. Under the stated policy scenario, by the end of 2020, okay, like what we will do, by the year 2021 we will start the recovery. Okay, so this is pre-crisis trajectory. Okay, so this is pre-crisis. What happens before the crisis? We were in this particular thing. During the crisis thing, the energy demand and supply globally has reduced. Okay, so it is showing a a graph that is reducing, and post 2020, by the year 2021, what we are doing, we are recovering. Okay, as per the stated policy scenario. So we will be able to recover to the pre-crisis scenario by the year of 2021 itself. Okay, under the stated policy scenario. And then if we talk about the delayed recovery scenario, what will happen? The we will follow the stated policy scenario, but the recovery will be delayed. So in that case, the recovery will be delayed, and we may follow a trajectory like this. Okay, so this is line 1, line 2 and line 3. You can see line 1 talks about pre-pandemic situation. Line 2 talks about stated policy scenario. Okay, if everything goes as per the stated policies of different countries, then this will happen. And in case of delayed recovery scenario, this is how the things are likely to go. Okay, then what are the shadow of the pandemic? The global energy demand rebounds to its pre-crisis level in early 2023 in these steps. Okay, steps means stated stated policy scenario. We have talked about this thing. Okay, but this is delayed until 2025 in the event of a prolonged pandemic and a deeper slump, as in the DRS. Okay, so the thing is, under stated policy scenario, they talked about that by 2021 we will be able to recover to the pre-pandemic level, but there they are giving some gap, by 2023 we can do it. But in case of delayed recovery scenario, it may take longer also. It may take up to 2025 to recover to the pre-pandemic level. Then revising several years of progress, the number of people without access to electricity in sub-Saharan Africa is set to rise in 2020. Okay, these are the things. Now there is another graph over here. This particular graph I am going to discuss in detail with you. Okay, so I'll hardly take it for 5 to 10 more minutes to finish this topic. This is very important for the mains examination, for you to understand the energy sector in detail. Okay, that's why we are talking about this thing. Okay, so it talks about reduction in oil demand in the delayed recovery scenario relative to the stated policy scenario. Okay, so this particular graph talks about reduction in oil demand in the delayed recovery scenario relative to the stated policy scenario in 2030. Okay, so if we talk about the total of all these sectors that use energy, okay, so they are talking about that it may take, okay, so these are the percentage. It may take between 2.5 to 5%, okay, around 3 to 3.5% over here. This is the total reduction in the oil demand that may happen in case of delayed recovery scenario in all the sectors, okay, that uses energy. Okay, so here the first graph talks about the cars. Cars use energy, it uses petroleum and all. So here cars here, there the oil demand will be slowed down to a very minute extent. Here the oil demand will be slowed down to a very minute extent, you can see. Okay, in case of buildings, the oil demand will be little higher than the cars sector, like, or automobile sector. Then if we talk about petrochemicals, those industries that are working on petrochemicals, there the the demand in case of oil will be little higher as compared to cars and buildings put together. And apart from this, if we talk about the industries, okay, in industries, the demand in oil supply, okay, the demand of oil will be much lower, okay, in the delayed recovery scenario. In case of trucks, it will be much lower as compared to industries also. If we talk about shipping sector, okay, ships also use oil. You might have heard about oil spill and all. Recently oil spill happened in like in Russia, okay, near Ambarnaya river. So like a lot of things are there, we can talk about that thing, okay. So the thing is, this is in case of ships, okay, ships, the demand will go much lower. In case of aviation sector, the demand will go the lowest. So if we talk about the demand in oil will be the lowest in the aviation sector, then in the ships, then in the trucks, then in the industry, petrochemicals, buildings, cars and all, okay. So this is this particular graph talks about the reduction in oil demand in the delayed recovery scenario related to the stated policy scenario, okay. Now if we talk about decline of oil by the year 2030, so we have talked about that this particular report takes into account the immediate next 10 years from 2020, from pandemic time till the achievement of sustainable development goals limit, like till 2030, okay. So decline of oil by 2030, the era of growth in global oil demand comes to an end within 10 years, okay. The shape of the economic recovery is a key uncertainty. The absence of a larger shift in the policies, it is still too early to foresee a rapid decline in oil demand, okay. These are the things associated with this particular report. Now we will talk about some specific sectors that were in news recently, okay. We will talk about these sectors in news, okay. Then if we talk about solar energy, it will be the new king of electricity. Solar energy will grow to the highest, okay. As you know, like one sun, one world, one grid initiative has been recently mooted. This particular idea has been mooted by the Indian Prime Minister, okay. So the thing is, they are talking, this particular report is talking that the solar energy will be the new king for electricity, okay. Apart from this, they are talking about the coal will be phased out, okay. Slowly and gradually the coal will be phased out, okay. So slowly and gradually, so details have been given over here, okay, that how the coal will be phased out in the next 20 to 25 like 10 to 20 years. Now let us move to the next part of this particular report. Then if we talk about long-term policy for natural gas, okay, the natural gas fares better than other fossil fuels, but different policy context reduce strong variations. Greater transparency on methane emissions seems to be on the way, with implications for environmental credentials for different sources of gas, okay. Lower prices and downward revision to demand have cut around 1/4 of the value of future oil and gas production. If we talk about global emissions, the global emissions are set to bounce back more slowly than after the financial crisis of 2008 and 9. Like financial crisis has happened in 2008 and 9, that is triggered by one of the non-banking NBFCs from US, okay, Lehman Brothers. So that is the thing. So they are saying that global emissions are set to bounce back more slowly, okay, like as compared to the 2008-9 financial crisis. These are the things associated with this report, okay. So this is the last slide under this report. It talks about the air pollution emission by pollutants and scenario from 2019 to 2030, okay. So this is nitrous oxides, okay. It may be nitrogen dioxide, nitrous oxides. Similarly, we can put the value of X to be 2, 3, 1 like that, okay. Then sulfur dioxide and PM 2.5, okay. PM means particulate matter, okay. So these are the things. So nitrous oxide will be more polluting as compared to sulfur dioxide and PM 2.5, okay. This is the thing. If we talk about air quality, the cities will see major improvements in air quality by 2030 in the this particular thing, SDS, okay, sustainable that development scenario, okay. Then without the disruption to the economic activity or people's lives that cleared the air in 2020, okay. So this is all in this particular report. This report was little detailed in nature, okay. We have seen important things. You just need to remember the name of the report and name of the agency that releases this report for prelims perspective. For mains, you have to compare different energy sectors, how the energy sector is going to work in recent futures, okay. That's all for today. Thank you so much for being on this session, okay. Have a good day. Bye bye.